All right, welcome to our yin practice, yin to go within. So I'm going to get you to start by coming onto your mat, onto your back, and finding some space. So take up your space, wiggle your hips, wiggle your shoulders, hog that mat. It's your mat. You don't have to share it with anybody. Nice 30-minute short practice, 30 minutes of breath work, of softening our body, scanning our body, getting nice and deep into the fascia, into our connective tissues. So take a few breaths, nice big inhales, and maybe because we just worked out, some really exaggerated exhales, but maybe 2 or 3. So nice big inhales, fill up your lungs. Exhale, let it go. And do that one more time. Yeah. And then we'll find just some stillness in our body. And with yin, we want to find our edge. We want to find stillness where we can hold it for a certain length of time. We want to find stillness physically and mentally. So allow yourself to soften. Give yourself permission to not think, to just be, to let your body be the boss and not your mind. Sometimes we think we know what our body wants and we're not listening. So we want to be in tune with it. We want to go within. So bring your left hand onto your heart. Bring your right hand onto your belly. Take a couple of breaths just to see if you can connect to your heartbeat. Then take a couple of breaths and feel the connection to your breath as your belly rises and falls. Now on your next inhale, bring your left knee into your chest. Hold it there. Bring your right knee into your chest. And if you can clasp your hands, interlace your fingers, wrap your hands around your shins. Otherwise, one hand on top. Just don't want to compress the kneecaps. It's a little higher. Get the tailbone nice and long, going into a nice reclined child's pose, knees to chest. Slightly tuck your chin towards your chest, but you want to keep your neck nice and comfortable. So this is a nice, gentle pose that allows for a back body release. And at the same time, it is a gentle, gentle, gentle hip opener. It compresses your stomach to encourage healthy digestion. So this is also a really, really good practice pose to practice first thing in the morning before you get up. Even in bed, you can do this wind pose, wind release pose, they call it, some people. Knees to chest reclined, or right before bed. Bring your awareness to the steady beat of your breath, and bring your awareness to the steady beat of your heart. Feel your knees come away from your belly, and then feel your knees compress in with each breath. Allow yourself to soften through the forehead, soften your cheeks and your jaws, soften your shoulders, soften your toes and your ankles. Allow yourself to feel calm. And on your next exhale, just rock yourself side to side. Just a small little gentle massage for your lower back. And bring your knees back in. And then I want you to rock forward and back, little forward and back along your spine. Now you can rock all the way up to sitting, or you can drop your knees to the side. If you're going to rock up, you're going to rock up and bring your legs nice and wide. I'm going to turn sideways. So grab a block. We're going to go into straddle or dragonfly. Now, tight hamstring, tight hips. You take your block and sit on it. Sit on it. What that block, sitting on the block, I just have to come forward a bit, right? It's going to help your pelvis to tilt forward. So we want to take the legs out as far away as you can, right? Fingertips on the ground in front of you, toes pointing up. And then you want to tilt forward on your pelvis. So initiate the forward fold. Walk your hands out in front of you for support. So you're allowed to round your back slightly. That's okay. Once you find your edge, stay there. But you can grab another block or two if you need them, depending on the thickness of your blocks. And bring your forehead down. Now, small bend into those knees, going to protect your hamstrings. And just settle into the moment and focus on your breathing. So dragonfly opens up our inner legs to improve our lower body flexibility, and it decompresses our spine. So after a strong workout, this is a really good shape to be in. Remember, it's not about how deep you go, right? So are you holding tension somewhere? Back out of it. You want to find just that little edge and linger there. Marinate in it, linger, whatever word, resonates with you. And know that let the muscles go. And that time in that pose will let the fascia open up. Get down into that connective tissue. Focus on your breathing. If you've been invited, and only if you've been invited to go a little deeper, and see what it feels like. And then you think, well, maybe it's not ready. Back off a little bit. Remember, I was saying at the beginning, let go of what you think you might need and listen to the body, listen to the muscles, listen to what is it telling you? Take one more deep breath, and then slowly push your hands, use your hands to push the floor away and slowly roll up. And then if you've got blocks out, you're going to bring the blocks out. As gently as you can, bring the block out from underneath your glutes. Use your hands to lift those beautiful legs back in alignment. Groaning is allowed here in moaning. And then bring your hands behind you and just sit for a second. Maybe feel pulses in the lower back, the spine, maybe in the lower legs, maybe within that inner thigh. And stay right here. But if your body's craving a little bit of movement, let's bend the knees and bring the feet on the floor. Just do a couple windshield wipers. But go slow. Nice. Bring your knees back up to center. You're going to kick your knees to one side because we're coming into a tabletop position. So we're going to come into all fours. So stacking your knees underneath your hips. We're going to be on our knees for a little bit as we thread our needle. We're going to take one leg back. So if you want to grab a blanket or roll your mat up and give a little bit of cushioning to those knees, feel free. But from all fours, reach your right hand up to the sky. Make a nice big twist. And then bring that arm nice and long, and you're going to bring it through your body and slide it through the left arm. You're going to rotate your upper body at the hips. And you can grab a block, turn your head towards your left side. You can bring your head down, right down to the ground, but if you want to use a block to rest your head on, see what that feels like. Keep your hips aligned over top of your knees. And settle in, sink in, and breathe. Yep. Another option is always to extend so we've got the right arm underneath our body. You can extend the right leg back. You can take that left hand and bring it up and over. It can rest on your lower back, or maybe it can bind. But you don't want to make this a yangy movement. You want to ensure that it's still yin, so you're not holding on. Right? Nice and soft. Find the deepness in that shoulder stretch. So the twisting pose here, this twist focuses on our thoracic spine. It's also a really calming pose that'll remove the kinks from us. Breathe into your heart. Feel it expand as you inhale and soften as you exhale. So this is, like I was saying, it's a really calming pose. It's also a really good one to do after a night's sleep or when you stand all day. And it's calming. You focus on your breath. Take 2 more nice breaths. Don't rush it. Allow yourself to enjoy the time that you can take to inhale and to exhale. We're going to press in when you're done into that left hand. Unravel out of that, coming back into our table. Then you're going to walk your hands towards your knees and just place your hands onto your thighs. If you don't like to sit this way, if your body doesn't want to do that, you can bring a block right underneath your glutes and sit on the block. And just put a soft smile on your face. Just breathe. Nothing to do and nowhere to go. And then we'll stand on top of our knees. We'll remove the block if you've used the block. And then from your hands and knees, you're going to step your right foot forward between your knees. Grab your 2 blocks before you get there. And you're going to walk the front foot forward until your knee is over your ankle. Knee is over your heel, so it's kind of a little bit forward, coming into a low lunge here. Now, a couple of options with this back knee is you can take a block and place it under the back shin. That's so much stuff here. So placing that block under the back shin just gives you a little bit of relief from that knee. It kind of lifts it up just a little bit. And then you can bring 2 blocks along the side, use them to bring the earth up. And then I want you to sink into your pelvis, into your quads. The blocks are just letting you reach the floor. So you can play with whatever level they are at. So feel the pull of gravity with every exhale. So inhale, exhale, we sink deeper to the ground. So settle into the moment. And again, keep your focus on your breath. Yeah. You're not really leaning into the blocks. Your back is strong. It's giving a big release for the back of the body. So this one works really wonders for anybody that sits too long, spends many hours sitting in a chair. Right. It's also said to be therapeutic for sciatica pain. So we're targeting that quad, the hip flexors of the back knee, and that front leg. You're working your hip socket. You're a dragon. Every breath, we let gravity be our friend. Just take a second here to scan your body. I was scanning mine and I thought, I'm holding on to my toes. 2 more breaths. Well, first, we're going to remove the blocks from the front of our hands. We're going to kick back to be able to remove the block if we're using that block. Now let's curl our toes and press ourselves up into a down dog, but a stable down dog. And let's take 3 nice breaths here. Your breaths, not mine, not the next person's, just yours. Press your chest towards your thighs, your sit bone towards the sky. Get a big stretch for the back of the legs, back of the body. And come down onto your knees. Uncurl your toes and sink into a child's pose. This time, let's stack our hands on top of one another. Maybe you can feel the connection of your breath through your ribs, through your back. And slowly, when you're ready, we're going to come back up to table. So press into your hands, lift your hips up, realign your knees underneath your hips. We're going to thread the needle on the other side. So bring your block if you want to use it as a pillow. Left hand goes up towards the sky. Twist through your chest and your spine. Then bring that arm long, bring it all the way through. So you're coming down onto your shoulder, onto your cheek. So again, hips are staying high. That left leg can come out to the side, out to the behind you, up onto your toes. Right hand can come onto your back. Find what works best for you, where you can settle in and find your stillness. Stay connected to your breath. Breathe into your heart. Let it expand and let it sink. There. Is there? Little. Know that as we linger here, we're giving back so much to our body. We demand it to move all day, every day, over and over. Finding this time to invest back in the stillness, the connection with our breath. Sometimes that's a struggle in itself, but what an investment. Tune into your breathing as it turns shallow. Can you take it back to long inhales? A hold at the top Do a long exhale. And then using your right hand, press into the floor. Going to unravel out of that. Grab that block if you used it. Coming back to table, you're going to lift your upper body. Walk your hands back towards your thighs, either sitting on your
2
block.
minutes to launch.
Thank you. Sitting back on your block or onto your heels. And feel where the echoes, the pulses, the aliveness. One more breath. All right, coming up, bringing that block, coming to the right side. Keep it handy. We're moving back into a dragon. So we're going on the opposite side. So left foot comes forward. Walk the foot up till that heel, the knee comes over the heel. Placing the back leg, you want the back leg nice, as long as you can make it. And then you can bring the block onto your shin. Opposite blocks come alongside your body. They help us reach the floor. But what we want to find is that lift through the inhale, sink with gravity on that exhale. So feel that pull of gravity with each breath. And again, we're working the quads on that long leg and the hip flexors of the back leg, and then the hip socket of that front leg. Quads and hips tight, tight, tight. All responsible for other muscle groups.
Better.
And sink. And remember, it's yin. If you're going too far back out of it. Wait to be invited. Deeper is not better. I'm going to say that again. It's about how much time we spend here.
There's 1 minute to launch.
Oh. Phone them. Tell them we're in the middle of yin. All right, let's come out of that. I'm going to check in. Did you guys want to find your own Shavasana to watch the launch? Do you want me to walk you through this?
I'm okay releasing you and doing my own Shavasana.
All right, let me get you there. All right, so coming out of dragon, come back onto your knees. Move that back block onto the ground. Now you're going to drop over onto your glutes. Bring your legs out in front of you. Lower to the ground, bring a block. I'm going to give you the option of sliding the block underneath your glutes, underneath your sacrum. Bringing your knees up in line, taking your legs straight up into the air, into a waterfall. Arms can be out to a T. They can be up overhead your body. And you can enjoy a nice, long Shavasana right here. We'll spend a couple of minutes before we transition to full Shavasana. So as you inhale, think, I am at ease. As you exhale, so legs up the wall, cooling, passive pose. It helps restore, soothe, and store aching legs at the end of the day. It reduces fluid from the legs. It's reported to balance hormones and reverse the effects of gravity on our body. So great, again, another great, great, great pose to do when you're standing on your feet all day or following a vigorous workout, which we did. That Tabata was. Try and keep your tailbone, if you're not using a block, connected to the earth, connected to the ground. Now you can stay here for the next minute or so, or if you like, you can transition to bring the legs back down. Softly press into your feet to lift your hips up to remove the block. Extend your legs alongside your mat. Bring your arms down alongside your body with your palms up. Let your fingers roll gently into your hands. Get nice and heavy. Because you're in the privacy of your own home, you can stay in Shavasana as long as you like. Otherwise, start to draw your knees into your chest as you roll over to come into the fetal position. Lingering here, using your bicep as a little pillow. Taking a minute right here to thank yourself for coming and doing this practice, for allowing yourself the time to be calm, to be still. When you're ready, and only if you're ready, using that upper hand to bring yourself back up to sitting. Find a comfortable spot to sit. Bring your arms all the way up towards the sky. Take a second here to think of the astronauts that are flying up to the moon tonight. Take a nice big exhale. Bring your hands to your heart center. May you carry the sense of calm and the sense of stillness with you off your mat. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.